I want to show you something what I have got in my mailbox today, and I'm really fascinated because of this. Because this is a cutout of an old magazine, maybe 1880 to 1900, I think so. From the gravure that was made, it's these back then these pictures in these old magazines was gravure sketched in a metal plate and then printed. So, what's interesting on this? Normally, you think with these very early times, this is a French one, I think. Yeah, the guy was Design de Emile Bayard. Okay, maybe a French guy. And what you see here is very interesting because you have to think about that back then in the 1880s to 1900 they had no TV, they had no whatever social media, they had not even good books, just with sketches like this. And they had some paintings and some original items in museums. And that's interesting because normally we think of these must be very stereotypical and so on to be shown to the people because the people had not known it better. But this picture tells us no. This dress here is from the period of 1840 to 1850, something around that. It's normally, I know that there is a dress. I have not searched for it in which museums it is, but there is one. I know one exists that's similar to this one. I don't know if it's a one skin dress or two skin dress. One skin dress is a large skin, folded at the side and sewn together at the other side, and then making some arms here. So, a very early type of dress. But I think I have to make a video just on the evolution of the plains dress and Native American dresses that we have here. It's very interesting fashion history. And this dress here is a two-skin dress that developed later than the one-skin dress, but also when no really large skins were available. When the skins were too small, the people had to think about what they would do, and they made also two-skin dress. What means, when you look here, you see the tail of a white-tailed deer. And this tail, or the back of the animal, is here. So the dress is sewn together at the bottom, at the back of the animal, and you leave over this is the tail of the animal. This is a white-tailed deer. And you see it. Later on, these white-tailed deer tails were added on the dresses. And even back then, later on, when the people made fabric dresses, cloth dresses, they even had this design on their dresses. For example, for the plateau people. Here I have a dress, this one here at top. You see this yellow half circle here, and this is depicting the tail of an animal, of the white-tailed deer. These designs came directly from back then when the people just were using skins and made two skin dresses. So, and what's really interesting here is you see this, not the necklace, but under the necklace you see this plate. I know an original dress is existing that's very similar to this one, which is what's depicted here. So I think that the artist who made this sketch had known this dress, this original dress, because it's made of quill. And you see also a lot of squares. I know this is in the original dress that's still existing in a museum. Is depicted here in this picture too. So I was very fascinated about an artist from, I don't know, 1880 who wanted to illustrate an article and writing about Native American topic. I don't know exactly because it's cut out and all the other information is cut away, but somebody saved the picture and Yeah, you see that the artist here, this French guy, went to a museum to illustrate um, his this article in a newspaper or magazine. And you see here, this lady is wearing or is having in her hand is a fan. It looks mostly like a man's fan because it's a wing, but maybe she's just using it or was used as a prop. I don't know exactly if this you just the artists back then or the people to learn about Native American people back then in Europe. They had several sources. One was George Catlin, who was moving over and also writing books later, and he was a painter. He had exhibitions also with the paintings of the people he had, and sometimes he also had some guys going with him to London, for example, for these exhibitions. This is one source, Catlin pictures or Bodmer pictures, Prince Maximilian Zwiet pictures that were also around as prints also and so on. But you also had original items coming over to Europe, and the people could see them in museums. And it's very interesting that even back then, there was a lot of very good information also in pictures to be seen. Not everybody was good. There's also very stereotypical stuff, but there was also very good stuff around. The people could learn about another culture. So, yeah, and this 1840s dress, there were no photographies back then. So the engraving guy here, the artist, he had to go to a museum or he had to take an painting as source material for his sketch. So very fascinating, and if you want to hear a little bit more about crazy stuff from abroad and even from here, so I have a hiring company for movie props and is specialized in Native American stuff. So I want to talk a bit about the items and the stories behind, and maybe it's a little bit interesting. So see you soon. Bye.